There was a time when Ardbeg special releases were can't miss bottlings you absolutely had to get your hands on. Lately, they've been stumbling out of the blocks a little bit with releases like Ardcore and Scorch. But is this Smoketrails Manzanilla Cask edition a return to form? Let's find out. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey on the West Coast. My name is Matt, and today we're talking about Ardbeg Smoketrails Manzanilla Cask Edition. This is a travel retail exclusive of Ardbeg's, and I'm usually a little bit suspicious of travel retail exclusives because they have a really bad reputation of just being garbage that distilleries fling on shelves for unwary travelers to pick up on their way home. Now, there is a few gems that I've come across in the past, and this might just be one of them. And I didn't even come across this. If you checked out my video where I was trying to find out what is the best whiskey to pair with a pint of Guinness, you would have met my friend Andrew. And this is Andrew's bottle. He picked this up when traveling through Seoul in South Korea on his way back to British Columbia. Thank you, Andrew, for letting me borrow this bottle for this review. Now, like I said, suspicious of travel retail releases. I'm extra suspicious right now of Ardbeg special releases since Scorch was a little underwhelming. Ardcore, I tried a sample and I just walked away. I had no interest in buying that bottle. So the committee releases have been on a rocky footing. At least the SRs, the ones that are at 46%. For Mutation, which was bottled, I believe, at cask strength, had a really interesting story behind it. It was $430 in my part of Canada. Are you kidding me? No freaking way am I paying that. And I don't know, whatever that cryptocurrency cask thing that was buried under the peat was, but that went for a ridiculous amount of money. I think Ethereum. You had to purchase it in Ethereum cryptocurrency. Now, they kind of jumped the shark there, I think Ardbeg did. And I'm hoping that this Smoketrails is a return to form for them. It's not a committee release, but it is still a special release at travel retail. So a little bit about this. Why might this be different? Let's take a closer look. This is 46% alcohol. Okay, check. That's pretty much a standard thing for Ardbeg. It's non-chill filtered. Awesome. Oddly enough, there's no mention of color on this bottle. I tried to find it on the website too. There's no mention if it's natural color. Looking at the glass right here, I mean, I can't imagine there's color added to that. That's fairly light, but I mean, who knows? I guess it's possible. This bottle is actually remarkably reasonably priced. It's a 1 liter bottle. It's definitely, it's a maxi. It's huge here. But it was priced around $120 Canadian. Which, if you're getting about 43% more in the bottle, that puts it around $70 Canadian for a regular 700 milliliter bottle. That's super reasonable. I would buy something and take a flyer on something for $70 Canadian. Sign me up. So the cask makeup, the maturation on this, it's a marriage of American oak casks and Manzanilla sherry casks. Really, it should be Manzanilla sherry butts, which they've used in the past for committee releases like Ardbeg. Now, if you're not familiar with Manzanilla, it uses a white grape, a Palomino grape. It's a fortified wine bottled at 15% alcohol. It's made in Spain. It isn't aged in the typical place where sherry is. It's actually aged much closer to the ocean, basically in a harbor. And that gives it this really marine character, like a very mineralic, a lot of sea spray. You get green apples and fennel and a few other notes off of Manzanilla. And it's just really interesting, the maturation of it too, because it has this layer of floor yeast, which prevents oxidization of that wine and also creates a whole bunch of really interesting flavors. So I'm really intrigued by this. With that said, I think we should just get to the review. Okay. Full disclosure, the first time I had this whiskey was the night I recorded the video with my buddy Andrew about what is the best whiskey to pair with a pint of Guinness. And he actually poured this blind for me. And the first thing I noticed was just how salty this whiskey smelt. And going back to it right now. Oh my gosh, that is so salty. Straight up salted grilled lemons. A lot of, like, those lemons are on fire though. There's some smoke for sure. Oh man, it's so coastal. It's such a coastal nose. Yeah. There's like this salted cured meat sort of thing going on too. Like honey cured ham. But there's also like this dry white wine sort of note going on as well. It's sweet, but it's being balanced with something else there. Oh man, this is straight up like... I recently went back to Nova Scotia and we spent a lot of time right on the ocean. This smells like it. This is like a lobster fishing wharf. My uncle's a lobster fisherman. This is like low tide at the pier. There's seafood about. This is salty. This is coastal. I really dig this nose. All right, let's take a sip. Okay, a lot of the nose transfers right over. Again, really coastal, really salty. The grilled lemons are there. There's kind of a tarry, sooty peat smoke. Some fennel, barbecue for sure. You're at a barbecue on the ocean with sea spray. The waves are crashing on the beach, sending that sea spray out. It's, oh man. This smoke, it's like a wet, heavy smoke. When I worked as a park ranger, oftentimes during the fire bans, when we had extreme weather and it was just super dry, we had to douse a lot of illegal campfires. And so we'd be bucketing campfires, or even if we had bucket brigades for forest fires, there's like that wet wood smell. There's that wet smoke. It's not a dry smoke. All right, another sip. Yeah, everything I've said, it's still all there. There's some anise seed there too, some like black licorice sort of note. Touch that. The fennel. Just so coastal. Oh man, I'm really enjoying this whiskey. On the finish, it's leathery, it's coastal, a really solid, vibrant, like roasted peanut note. Definitely a roasted nuts. Again, sooty, smoky finish. Some tobacco. And at the very end, right now, there's this like cooling eucalyptus effect. Definitely like a touch of eucalyptus on the finish. It's just petering out. Yeah, this is really enjoyable. It's certainly different than the Ardbeg 10-year-old. The Manzanilla Cask has put its own imprint on this, and I think it's just added a whole bunch of coastal notes, maybe some extra nuttiness, and possibly a little bit of that white wine influence as well. Really enjoyable. I think this is a return to form for Ardbeg and special releases in the most unlikely of places. I don't usually look for quality in travel retail. If I was going travel retail right now, I'd be picking this up. I really would. This is probably my favorite special release, probably since Black, the Pinot Noir cask Ardbeg. I really liked that, and I've liked Pinot Noir Aaron as well. So that's a personal preference thing for me. But this is really good. This is surprisingly good. And again, at a great price point, unlike something like fermentation. What I have learned through this whiskey and others, I may have a predisposition, a proclivity towards Manzanilla cask finishes, because I really enjoyed, and I still think about the 2008 Bunnahabhain Manzanilla cask. That was a really enjoyable whiskey, and again, super coastal whiskey. So I might just really enjoy this type of cask maturation, this type of cask finish. For me, this is, I'm going to start hunting down more Manzanilla cask finishes for sure. Just really enjoyable. To the score, pardon me. I think there's a bit of youthfulness on this. It doesn't have as rich or deep tones. What it lacks in that, it makes up for in uniqueness and just a really great coastal profile. For these reasons, it's getting an 87 out of 100. That's a great mark for this. Again, for the equivalent of a 700ml bottle for $70 Canadian, yeah, I'm all over that. That's a great price. This is a great product. Well done, Ardbeg. More of this, please. All right, guys. Thank you once again for joining me. If you can go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, like, share, and comment down below. Have you had Ardbeg Smoketrails? Let me know what you think of it. And if not, have you had any Manzanilla Cask finished or matured Scotch whiskies? Let me know. Once again, thank you for joining me. Sláinte.